The following podcast contains naughty language and ridiculous situations. Listener discretion is advised.
How many of you are sleepaway camp fans? Well, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. Four of you. Very good. Well, hey, pick up your ears, because I got some news for you. On November 19 of this year, 2024, SleepawayCampFilms.com creator and my good personal friend Jeff Hayes, through 1984 Publishing, will release an expanded paperback edition of his book, Sleepaway Camp: Making the Movie and Reigniting the Campfire. But since you know all there is to know about this sleazy, perverted cult classic, well, you're going to need a bigger brain, because the expanded material consists of its 2 sequels. Plus, there is a 5-track soundtrack EP and CD accompanying the release. Color variants will be available, as well as other goodies. Pre-orders are now available at 1984publishing.com, so get those orders in, or Angelo will force you to take a dive in the outhouse with the Shit Sisters. And welcome to Trick or Treat Radio.
Welcome to episode 637 of Trick or Treat Radio. Trick or Treat Radio is the world's most dangerous podcast and is recorded in front of an undead studio audience here at Castle Wolfenstein, also the lair of La Swag within the Raven Chateau and Casa de -0. We are back for episode 637 consecutive weeks. But you know what? I don't want to Barry Horowitz myself and hurt my hand, so. But here we are. We are live for those listening live. For those not, hey, we're not live. We did it live. You're hearing those results. And tonight on the show, we're going to be talking about the latest entry into the VHS. I just realized, did I say Monster Zero? Did I say Casa de -0? I don't even remember now.
I forget.
It doesn't matter. Who cares about that guy?
I believe you did.
I think so too. Okay. But anyways, we're going to be talking about the film, the latest entry in the VHS franchise, VHS Beyond. It takes a slightly different take on the franchise, and we'll be talking about that in detail as we have, I think there's 6 to discuss, 6 shorts in the anthology. So we'll be breaking that down a little bit later. But before then, we just kind of shoot the shit. And, yeah, we're not going to have a coffin corner like last week. I'll tell you that much.
No, aside from Louis Tiant did pass away.
Yeah, I mean, yes, rest in peace. And he was a beloved sports figure in Boston. But I don't think people that listen to the show know who that is, really. So
yeah. Well, he was
Most
a major league pitcher with the Red Sox, the Cubs, the Pirates, and a couple of other teams during the 19s.
Yankees.
Yeah, Indians and Yankees. And he was a good pitcher, a very good pitcher, a very solid pitcher too. Big dude too. Through the 70s, mostly through the 70s into the 80s a little bit, I think. I met him once. Yeah. You'll never guess where I met him.
Spags.
No. He was doing a signing. Him and Rico Petrocelli.
Oh, nice.
Guess, yeah. You ready to hear where they were doing a signing?
Rotman's.
No.
Oh, okay.
In Worcester.
I think it's where I met Rich Gedman. No, actually, I met Rich Gedman at the Big Y or the Big D. It was the Big D, I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, no kidding, huh? I met them at a signing at the Grafton Flea Market.
What?
Yeah. They were both.
It's a good day right there.
It is. It is.
So you get some VHS porn.
Yeah.
And meet some
and
Red
an
Sox Hall of
autographed ball by
Famers.
get some VHS porn and an autographed ball by Louis Tiant, Rico Petrocelli.
He autographed your balls?
He did. There was enough room. There was enough room for both of their signatures
On one ball.
Yeah, he fucking ran out of ink, but he fucking signed it. I'll tell you that much.
And Louis Tiant was, well, I don't know if he's famous for this, but one thing he did that still gets referenced now and then is he used to mix up his delivery, and he used to do that whole thing where he turns his back to the plate.
Yeah.
And would sort of like hold it for, periods of time to try to throw off the hitter. So that was one thing that that he did. I never watched him pitch. I mean, it was before my time. In terms of like, I wasn't watching games at that time, but I've seen highlights and stuff.
Yeah, the highlights, the lowlights, and every other light in between.
That's right. The midlights as well.
The midlights, yes. Yeah, it was cool meeting them. They seemed nice enough, But
afterwards, they were like,
Louis
"Did you know who that was? That was Monster fucking Zero."
How'd you know? Did you see his balls?
How could you miss him?
You know what? Well, you know what I mean. Louis had to use his thumb and forefinger to stretch out the skin so he could get the signature just right.
Yeah, that's
Then
true
I just
story, by the way.
then I just pulled my pants back up and left.
He unfurled his sack. He's like those guys from Beastmaster with the fucking capes.
Oh, the Zexies, the sexy Zexies.
Sexy Zexies. Oh shit.
I picture him like fucking xenomorph eggs.
I'm just a sexy Zexy.
Didn't they have a saying?
So let's see. Oh, our pal Joe's Hurricane Remote Control says he said Louis lived 5 doors down from my grandparents. Wonderful guy. He will be missed. Wow, that's crazy. That's pretty cool. So yeah, Louis Tiant.
Hey, did I ever tell you time I had to sign this kid's balls?
He unfurled them and they got caught in my beard. My mustache.
He wanted me to hold him. He said it's like a baseball. I said, bullshit, it's like a softball. I almost had to sign it underhand. Does that even make any sense? No.
It's funny though.
Kind of. I mean, the softball baseball thing, mate. I got it.
I like the underhand. I like that.
Our pal says he mentioned that at the neighborhood Christmas party in '96.
Yeah.
Remember, cocked off his ass.
Can you believe this guy made me sign his balls?
I'm at the Grafton flea market.
Well, this was back in '88.
Sure.
So yeah, that's why he talked about it in '96.
Yeah. Reminiscing,
MZ's like, "Hey Louis, would you sign my ball, please?" And he's like, "Sure, kid." And he's like waiting to see like a white ball with seams. And he fucking whips him out and unfurls the sack.
And still, he said he saw 2 white balls bigger than he thought they were going to be.
You kind of have to at that point, right? He said it was okay, so
yeah. Should have gotten.
It's a verbal contract at that point.
Yeah.
I should have gotten them tattooed. Yeah, well, maybe next time.
Oh man, Corny says, "Hey guys, I'm surprised to see Raven Shadow this early in the episode."
Oh,
You too,
I
huh?
feel tardy. Me too, quite frankly.
Yeah, what the hell, Raven Shadow? What happened?
I got to work early at a dentist appointment.
Oh yeah, how's the teeth?
It was good.
It was good.
It was good.
It was good.
I asked, "How's your teeth?" and you said it was good.
Yeah.
Do you lie to your dentist too?
No, they fucking know. They got this shit now where they fucking put some like fucking gunk on your fucking teeth.
Gunk
and it
on your
fucking glows.
gunk on your bunk.
Gunk on your bunk.
Gunk-a-bunk.
Gunk a bunk.
Gunk-a-bunk.
Gunk-a-bunk.
And the colors change to see where your fucking problems are. She's like, all right, let's look. I'll go through them with you. I'm like, I don't fucking like this part. You know what I mean?
What are your
But, yeah,
problem
no, it's
areas?
good. You know, smoking.
Jeez, look at him. What do you think there?
No. I'm good. I'm good. I'm actually really good. I had a good bill of health. No mouth cancer. Respect.
Good.
You
That's
must be
good.
you must be smoking the wrong cigarettes, dude.
The wrong way.
Yeah.
Wait.
Are you lighting up the tips, like lighting up the filters or something? Or
Just
what?
the tip.
Well, Raven Shadow likes to touch tips with other men, so
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's wrong with that? Speaking of which, I saw my super handsome doctor that looked like Brandon Routh.
Christ.
He's so fucking handsome. But I'm bummed. He was growing his hair out a little bit and he got it short, but that's still cool though. But no.
But no.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean I'm fucking good. I'm on the brink. I'm like fucking, you know what I mean? I'm good though. No problems.
So I had
I brush and floss.
good. You better.
I do electric
You paid it.
toothbrush.
You paid a lot for those teeth.
I did, yeah. I do a Sonicare, and then I do a regular toothbrush, and then I do Listerine, and I got Stimmy Dents and floss, and I got a water pick in the back. I just haven't set it up yet.
Water pick in the back.
Yeah.
I speaking of doctors, I guess I had my first eye appointment in like I don't even know. Like I don't even know if I've had an eye appointment ever. Because I've always had good eyes, but I figured, you know what, getting older, the insurance is cheap enough, right? Like usually the vision is like what, fucking $7 a month or something like that. I don't know, $10.
Yep.
So I figured, you know what, let's do it. Me and Tanya can both take advantage and see how our eyes are as we're getting older, and apparently have 20/15 vision. So
Is that good?
yeah, I guess it's better than 20/20. I mean, I don't even know what that means, but he said, yeah,
Wait.
like what?
You have 2015 vision?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Yeah, he looks into the past about 8 years ago, 9 years ago.
look. Okay, so let's see. It says a person can have 20/15 vision, which is sharper than average. If you have 20/15 vision, you can see a line in the eye chart at 20 feet that the average person can only see when they're 15 feet away. The goal of glasses or contacts is to bring a person's vision to 20/20. So you want
So you're a show off.
A bragger.
Well, I got an eye appointment because sometimes when I hold my phone closer, like every now and then, like it feel like it's, you know, when you just wake up and you're like kind of like groggy and you look and it's like things are kind of blurry. Like sometimes I experience that. So I was like, oh shit, I wonder if I need glasses. And so he said no. Like he said, if I can get some readers, I was with like the 0.75 or whatever. He said if I need to, but he said the vision's fine. He said it's actually really good. So
Yeah, that's just like having cataracts.
What do you mean?
No, I'm
Oh, yeah, okay. Although I do have a stigmatism, which I didn't know what that meant. It sounds like a bad thing, right? When you think of like a stigma, you know, it's like, but I guess it's just like the shape of your lens. Instead of being more like kind of like a half circle, it's more sort of like he said it's like a football where it's like not quite a half circle.
Yeah.
He said it's oval. Yeah, it's not. He said it's not a bad thing. I always assumed it was a bad thing, but yeah, there you go. Now you guys know more about my eyes than I ever knew before the other day.
Well, we're privileged people.
How about you, MC? Did you lie any doctors this week?
Yeah. What's your
But I
report? Is that
You got anything?
But I got 2015 vision too, because I could see right through this bullshit.
What is that?
Actually,
like
you don't
that's
even need 20/20 vision to see right through this bullshit. No, I got to go see the eye doctor myself because I'm getting a little concerned about my eyes.
Well, don't you wear glasses?
I can't see it. Well, I wear my
You have readers?
reading specs. These are my reading specs, and I wear my glasses when I drive. But I don't wear glasses like constantly 24/7 like Raven Shadow here.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, but you wear those more for fashion than you do for actually needing to see anything.
Fashion.
No, these are prescription sunglasses.
They're prescription.
Yeah, they're prescription.
Damn, they are. He's blind as a fucking bat. So
Yeah, like I couldn't drive without these. Like,
I mean,
I can see close up.
I mean, and it helps because you also got those little pea-sized eyeballs too. So
What the fuck?
you like, I don't understand your infatuation with the size of his eyes. Like, you
Just so
talk about
tiny.
them all the time,
They're tiny. He's got tiny little eyeballs.
and you got big balls. So
Eye shaving, bro.
yeah.
Yeah.
He does. Take them off.
You show me your
Don't
tits.
put them on. Don't put them on the spot like that.
Yeah.
Take off your eyeglasses.
No.
Let me see your little tiny eyeballs.
No, when you say it like that, so don't say let me see your little tiny. No, we're not doing it then. Like whether it's, I don't care who's asking it. If it begins with "let me see your little tiny," I'm like, no, motherfucker.
Oh, fuck.
Maybe Dr. Chang, but that's it. Like, fuck it.
Our pal, this is a few minutes ago when we were talking about Louis Tion signing MZ's balls. He says, I wrote, in quotes, I wrote the Constitution on that bag. And then he said, just the tip should have been the slogan for ballot question number 5 in Massachusetts, the living wage for tip employees.
Oh my God! Imagine that in people's houses, like signs.
Yeah,
Like
just the tip.
that's fucking.
Just a tip.
I like Ike.
Vote for just the tip.
Yeah, number 4.
Vote
Yeah.
yes for the tip.
He also says, dental and vision are a fucking blessing. You've got what I got, Wolfie. He says, go back every 2 years. Mine went fast. I hit 40, got my first pair. Every 2 years, I needed new lenses.
Wow, glasses at 40. That sucks. I'm in 4th grade.
Ray Show's like, I got him in 4 weeks old.
Yeah, for real. Like, and listen, like, and there was there wasn't a lot of options back in fucking 84. I had the big fucking aviator frames, dude.
They put you in an incubator. They wrapped a diaper around your ass and slapped a set of prescription sunglasses on your face.
Incubator,
Aviator, incubator.
aviator. I was like fucking Top Gun, but fucking not really,
But not really.
but not at all. Glasses at 40.
Put a cigarette in his hand and
Yeah, I had glaucoma at 35, dog.
Jesus Christ.
2015. Fuck you guys, dude. That's fun.
All right, what else is going on?
Get colonoscopies too, by
It's-
the way. That'll save your life.
I got that going on right now.
Right now? You're getting one right now?
No,
What
not
the hell?
right now. Not right now. But I got myself lined up to have one taken.
That's premium content.
Well, the fuck you it is.
Didn't Katie Couric do that back in the day?
Katie Couric? I
Yeah.
think she did. Yeah, I think she did.
Katie Couric?
Katie, not Katie Keurig. Katie Couric.
Imagine Wolfie, but MZ like laid down like a fucking Burt Reynolds in that fucking cover, getting a warm soapy enema.
No, I don't want to imagine that
Oh.
ever.
Oh, now you're making me want to see it.
Right?
You're turning them on.
We wouldn't show anything. We would just know it's happening.
I was told I need to get one last time I went for a physical. Like, oh, you're of that age, you should get one. And I was like, yeah, okay. I will, but I just, not excited about it. Right.
I had one. Listen, I had one about 15 years ago. Okay. 16 years
15
ago. I think
years
when I was
ago?
like, Yeah, like 15, 16 years ago, I did. And honestly, it's no big deal. It really isn't. I mean, the prep for it is a bitch.
Yeah, that's like the biggest part. That I didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna find chewed up pieces of gum that you haven't seen since 1983. Okay, that's
1983.
I was looking for that.
Yeah, I like that gum. That was a good piece.
That was a garbage pail kid one, right?
Yeah.
that was a Hubba Bubba.
That was a big league chew.
Watermelon Hubba Bubba.
That's
I like that watermelon Hubba
That's
Bubba.
where all the big league chew went.
But yeah, that's the bitch. That's the big bitch of it. Outside of that, it's easy peasy, George and Wheezy. Okay, very simple. All you do is lay down. They put you to sleep. Next thing you know, you wake up and you're as fresh as a daisy. You can fart all you want and nobody can say shit.
What? You can fart all you want and no one will say shit unless you shit yourself.
Honestly. No. You won't shit yourself because you have nothing in you. You'll have a lot of air in you.
What do they do? They empty you. Do they empty you out? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Well,
it's like siphoning gas.
That's what the drink does. That's what drinking that shit does.
I see. Okay.
It empties you completely out.
Jesus, that doesn't sound healthy.
It does sound ugly, but believe me, it's necessary, and when you're done, I mean, you're not going to feel a whole lot better because your asshole's gonna start feeling like fucking.
What do you mean? Talk about this for a while.
Like a barbecued spare rib, but outside of that, it's going to be smooth sailing. I mean, like I said, you wake up, and it's true. You're going to have to fart. You're going to have to fart a lot, and of course, although with Wolfie's 2015 vision, he probably won't have to.
Wolfie hasn't farted since 2015.
Yeah, it's true.
He's a fan of Scarlet.
Yeah, I don't. You know what? That's a good point. I don't think Wolfie has ever farted.
No.
Yeah, I mean, yes, I do. Not around. I'm a gentleman. I don't do it around other people if I can avoid it. You know.
You don't crop dust? Is that what you're saying?
FBD.
I'm gonna walk by that motherfucker right there and just fucking keep going. Or on a plane.
Our pal says I'm getting my oil check next week, recording it as material for my new show.
Nice.
Get on the highway.
Yeah, really.
7-part series.
Really put it through the paces there.
Yeah. How's that feel? Like shit.
Evil Corny says, "For fuck's sake, Raven Shadow, some of us are eating."
Fuck's sake, Raven Shadow. Okay.
Yeah, you're pretty disgusting, Raven.
Yeah,
Shadow,
you said something
that?
really gross.
Yes, thank you.
And then our pal says, "One-way ticket to Schittsburg next Wednesday night."
Set the phases to prolapse.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's a good one.
Corny?
What? They use a lot of terrible towels in Schittsburg, apparently.
Yeah. Making them yellow doesn't exactly help matters, does it?
Shit. Evil Corny says, "Wolfie farts like a gentleman, silent and deadly."
Wolfie farts with an English accent. How does that happen? I don't know. Governor!
His asshole has a monocle.
Yeah, that's why I don't do it. I have to remove it to fart. An asshole monocle. It's better than
like the asshole monocles.
Yeah, it's better than an asshole manacle.
Or an asshole mandible.
Yeah.
I think, Governor. Oh shit. I think, Governor. We are.
What the hell is going on?
I wear a monocle because I have an app on my monocle.
What's that voice? You normally do amazing voices, and that is the worst one you've ever done. That is like you do good voices, and that one is fucking terrible. Sounds like he's doing Jim Ross.
Goddamn! As God's my witness, I have a monocle in my asshole.
As God's my witness, he has a monocle in his ass. By God,
He's a slobber knocker from his bunghole. Goddamn it! He's dead.
he's shit all over the monocle. The glass is dirty.
Stone cold.
By God, that monocle is broken in half.
Holy shit.
Yes, I'm an asshole, and I wear a monocle.
What is that voice?
This must be what
It's
an
an
asshole
asshole
sounds like when it talks.
Well, you could just do your
asshole
you could just
sounds
do
like when
your
it talks.
you could just do your regular voice.
Yeah, for the last 12 years of this show, but that's great.
Then we'll know what an asshole sounds like. Oh shit.
You've heard fucking 3 to 7 over the fucking years.
Oh man.
Damn.
Our pal says
shucks.
he says they legit have Instagram pages dedicated to post colonoscopy farts. Swear to God.
Wow.
Are you real? I was
Are
going
you
to say,
are you shitting me?
But
No shit, MZ. No shit.
No shit yet. No shit.
No shit. No
Are
shit.
you serious? Really?
Apparently,
Wow.
I he wouldn't steer us wrong.
That's true. Wolfie, go investigate on that.
No. Evil Corny says, MZ, I was just going to say that about the monocle. For God is my witness, he smeared the monocle.
Monocle.
Yep.
Oh, shit. That's good. That's good. That's good shit. Good shit, pal.
God, good shit. Is it? You got a monocle on
Here,
your bunghole.
I got it. I got your gimmick. You're going to go to the ring with a monocle on your butthole. And you're going to be Mr. Monocle.
We're gonna own your name, kid.
Oh, God,
And
that's funny.
In mid-match, you're going to take off the monocle and you're going to fart all over him.
Oh, he's got a shit.
Oh, wait, that actually hits a little close to home for Vince. He probably did have a monocle that hold his shit in.
Uh,
Well, you know, I have 3 computers in my brain.
Our pal says, if someone told me this morning, I'd hear, that monocle is covered in shit in JR's voice, I would have believed it. And Evil Corny says, dude, cake farts exist. Anything's possible.
that's true.
Yeah.
The point.
Yeah.
That's true.
MZ loves his cake farts.
Oh, yeah, I'm crazy about him.
I'm just crazy about cake fights. I'm just crazy about fights.
The show notes for this episode are going to read like a fucking 12-year-old's wet dream.
Pump!
Cake farts. Schittsburg. Colonoscopies. Set phasers to prolapse. Getting your balls signed.
Rest in peace, Louis T. What? That's fucking weird. What a great memorial.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Great Louis T.
Nobody send this to his family.
Don't hashtag Louis T. We miss you. Yeah.
Oh, man. Our God is my witness. That shit has tore him in half.
The shit's hit the fan now, I'll tell you that much. Homie.
What else is going on?
That's a good question. Nothing at all. It is October. MZ, I know you said you weren't doing 31 days, but you're watching a lot of
No,
horror.
I'm not.
Watching a lot of horror, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Anything worth mentioning?
Well, let me see. I'm just gonna go on my old pal
Okay.
Letterboxd
Well,
here.
while you do that, I'll talk about a
All
movie I saw.
Right.
So we're doing this thing on Force Insensitive, where we're doing Star Wars adjacent films. So we're doing actually film discussions, but they have to have some connection to Star Wars, and they have to be like a spooky film.
Okay.
So we are doing. So last night was Rocky's pick, and he chose The Satanic Rites of Dracula, a Hammer film starring Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing. You think, holy shit, it's gonna be fucking great, right? It's got those two, fucking Hammer film, 1973. It is the fucking worst Hammer film I've ever seen. It is so bad. Have you ever seen it, MZ?
I wasn't really paying attention.
It's okay.
What is it?
I know you're looking something up. The Satanic Rites of Dracula, Hammer film from 73. Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
What do you think? It's pretty fucking bad.
It's not that great. I mean, I
It's
can take it or leave it. I don't think it's the best Hammer film.
oh no.
The Devil Rides Out. The Devil
Oh,
Rides
that
Out.
one's
I
great,
think is
yeah.
the best Hammer film. I fucking love that movie. Yeah. Well, I mean, not all Christopher Lee Dracula films are going to be gold. You know,
It was his
it's just
last.
not going to happen.
It was his last role as Dracula. He didn't want to play him after that movie.
Yeah.
And
At least he
also,
had his reasons.
Christopher Lee and Peter Cushing are literally only in about 6 minutes together.
Yeah.
It's really
It's
sad.
not very long.
No.
It's not very long.
Yeah.
Let's see.
How many Dracula pictures did Lee do?
A lot.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't have a number, but he did a lot.
Is it
Yeah.
more than Hugh Jackman as Wolverine?
Oh yes.
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
By a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
By a lot.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'll look it up.
Because
Yeah.
he was in the first 3 X-Men, there's 4 Wolverines. So what's that? 7.
And you know what? I was actually just thinking of the Wolverine movies, so maybe it's not quite as I wasn't thinking the X-Men for whatever reason.
Gotcha.
But he played Count Dracula 10 times. So it actually might be
That's a lot.
close. It might actually be close.
That's a lot, though. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So if that was 10, so what? He was in like every X-Men. I think he was in every X-Men film, even his cameo in Days of Future Past. So let's say 6, 7, 8, 9. Deadpool, Wolverine, 10. He might have 11. I'm not sure.
He played him 9 times. It says according to discussingfilm.net from 2024. So Jackman holds the longest career as a live-action Marvel character, having debuted as Wolverine 24 years ago in 2000's X-Men. Yeah, so I think that includes Deadpool and Wolverine. So he
Gotcha.
has 9. So he needs one more to catch up to Christopher Lee, apparently.
Oh shit, that's crazy though, right? That's
Yeah,
crazy.
I actually thought that Christopher Lee would have been at least I was thinking maybe closer to 15, but
Okay.
10. Yeah, 10, still a lot.
Oh shit.
Evil Corny says the horror of Dracula is my favorite of those.
I don't think I've seen the horror of Dracula. But if it's his favorite, I'm gonna have to check it out.
You probably already know this, MZ, but there's a ton of that Hammer stuff on Tubi.
Oh yeah.
I figured you knew.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Did you find what you're looking for on Letterboxd?
I watched a lot of. Let's see. I only watched one new movie, Name the Demon, which I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars. It's a first person perspective film.
Mhm.
Let me see. Yeah, it's all.
That's all
about.
there is to
It's
say.
basically. No, it's basically.
It had lights.
It's basically like The Conjuring or The Exorcist. Girls possessed by the devil. That sort of thing. We've seen that done. Been there, done that. I did watch. Let me see. Where is it? I watched the documentary on, and I don't know if you guys remember this. It's called Jailbreak: Love on the Run. It's a documentary. If you remember the security guard at the jail who ran off with the inmate, the prison inmate.
Yeah. The woman and the dude.
Yeah.
Out. The blonde girl. Yeah.
Her. Yeah. I watched that. That was on Netflix.
Okay.
I gave that 3.5 out of 5 stars. Not bad. A lot of information that we're privy to, and some stuff we really wish we didn't have to hear, such as their phone sex tapes. But what the hell?
Have you seen the Melendez brothers?
No, I hear
thing?
it's not that good.
Oh, okay. I figured you'd be
I've
into
heard
it
it's
because I
not
know
that
you like
good.
that shit.
I want to see it, but I've heard a lot of bad things about it. I don't know if I want to waste my time with it.
All right.
Fair.
So instead, I'll watch Friday the 13th Part 8, Jason Takes Manhattan.
Yeah, for the 4,000th time.
I do like your call out to Sleepaway Camp, and I just recently saw that within the last probably 2 or 3 years, for the first time after hearing give credit where credit's due on Talk is Jericho. Jericho's a big mark for it, and
Oh yeah, he
him and
loves that
Darcy.
movie.
Yeah. Him and Darcy did a watch along, and apparently it has the boss, Bruce Springsteen's sisters in it, and so is one of the Estevez.
In Part 2 and 3, Pamela Springsteen.
Yeah,
that's Bruce's sister. She's a photographer now. And as for the Estevez chick, that's Renee Estevez.
Yep.
The Estevez chick.
Yeah.
That's my Instagram name.
And the guy who's doing all this stuff and runs the Sleepaway Camp Films website. Yeah, I told you that was Jeff. No, I forgot his
Foxworthy.
name. No, not Jeff Foxworthy. Anyway, Jeff Hayes. He's a friend of mine. We work together. He's doing all he's the one who got the entire Sleepaway Camp thing up and rolling again. Okay, he's responsible for it. He's the one who got everybody together. The reasons why there's the DVDs out, why they're doing conventions, the website. He's the curator and he runs the website. And when I knew him, as far as I know, he still lives in Auburn.
Really?
Yeah, he lives in Auburn. Because it was so funny. When I was working in Worcester, my boss came over and said, I want you to meet somebody. Have you ever heard of he goes, have you ever heard of a movie called Sleepaway Camp? And I'm like, yeah, of course.
It's a bear shit in the woods.
Yeah. Does Vince shit with a monocle on? But and I said, yeah, sure. Of course I know it. He goes, this is the guy that runs the website. And I looked at him, I'm like, you do it. He's like, so from that he gathered that I've been on his site before. And I'm like, holy shit. So, I mean, we only worked together for about maybe a week and a half. But
he asked for a transfer.
No, he wanted to get the hell out of there. I couldn't blame him.
He put in his papers.
And so we just wrapped talking about Sleepaway Camp for a while. And I've seen him around. When I lived in Massachusetts, I saw him around every now and again. him and his girlfriend or his wife, or whatever, and
Whichever day it was.
yeah, it could have been his girlfriend, could have been his wife, could have been his girlfriend and his wife. Who knows?
Right.
But cool guy, young guy too. Young guy. I would say probably in his mid-40s by now, maybe as old as you guys. But anyway, when I found out that he was doing this, with the releasing of his book and the extended subject matter involved, I'm like, okay, well, I'm not the biggest Sleepaway Camp 2 and 3 fan, and as far as Return to Sleepaway Camp goes, forget it. But I'm like, okay, I want to give this a shot. I definitely want to pick up the soundtrack because I as cheesy as it is, I love the music from parts 2 and 3. So I'm gonna have to hit that website later and see what's up. It's 1984publishing.com.
There you go. All right. Maybe we should start wrapping this up. What do you guys think? Is there anything else
I
you
think
guys?
so.
Anything else you guys wanted to bring up before we do?
No.
All right.
Not really.
Not really. All right. So, if you guys want to help support the show, there are a few ways you can do so. The best way is through Patreon. Patreon.trickortreatradio.com. You can head on over there and you can start supporting for as little as $2 a month. That's it. It's the gateway to more content. $2. You can go up from there. You can get your own Patreon takeover if you really wanted. So give it a look. Patreon.trickortreatradio.com. It's weird. I lost you guys' camera feeds for like a sec, but they're back. So I don't know what the fuck that was. So yeah, give it a look. We are going to record a new episode. I think this weekend, right? I think we're good for this weekend.
Yes.
And it is. Go ahead, Raven Shadow. I'll allow you the honors.
Yeah, for this month, Patreon is Cocktober.
And Cocktober is coming.
Cocktober is coming. It's almost here. I can see the I don't want to talk about it, but it's coming.
So you guys can keep an ear out and an eye out for that, and it'll be out within. Yeah, well, watch your eye. Put a monocle over it.
That's how you get pink eye.
Just make sure it wasn't on someone's butthole first.
Yeah.
So yeah, keep your eyes peeled, and we'll be dropping that soon. We're going to record Cocktober. So you can check that out. Patreon.trickortreatradio.com. We do an exclusive episode every month, and we are finalizing soon some plans for the rest of this month. We do have our extra special Halloween special, which we've been doing on Devil's Night, and I think that trend will continue. So that's a Wednesday, and then we'll do the weekly show the next night. So it's going to be back-to-back nights of Trick or Treat Radio.
Shit.
I don't know. You better get the hard drugs ready, Raven Shadow. You might need them for 2 nights in a row.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, I've made some calls.
So we're gonna do 2 nights back-to-back on Devil's Night, and also on Halloween will be our weekly show. But there's some interesting ideas going back and forth for the Devil's Night anyways. And we even had a few just prior to the show. Raven Shadow brought up something, and Rocky has he's going to join us for, like he normally does, because he has a song coming out. He always does like a Halloween release. So Rocky will join us for a segment of the show, and who knows? Maybe we'll get a little fancy and try to summon something this year.
Oh shit!
So that's coming up. You got that to look forward to, and hopefully we're trying to work out all the schedules and whatnot. But I'm hoping to maybe also do a Patreon live thing around maybe the end of the month, beginning of the new month. Could be Dia de los Muertes or something like that. If it's not Halloween or Samhain, we could figure out something. But keep an ear out and an eye out for that as well. Now, the other ways you can support is on trickortreatradio.com. Head on over there and look for the Amazon logo on the front page. You're going to scroll down. You'll see it. Click on it. Brings you to Amazon. It inputs our affiliate link. Everything you purchase in that session gets attributed to us. It doesn't cost them any extra, though, Raven Shadow.
But it's another way to help keep the lights on.
That's right. So you can go ahead, use our Amazon link. And finally, on trickortreatradio.com, you can also check out the greatest hits of Trick or Treat Radio Volumes 1 through 3. It is available right there on the site. You can get them for $3 a pop. You buy it, and it gets emailed directly to you right away. And we've been doing the show for 12 plus years. It's a sampling of the early years. So if you haven't listened the whole time, you can check those out and see what you missed. All right, Raven Chow, you sit down to watch another entry into the VHS franchise. What did you do to prepare for this week?
I get excited, Johnny, because for the first time, I've lived here for like 15, 16 years. And aside from pumpkins, which I do every year, I did the first Halloween spooky season decoration.
You don't do pumpkins. You do
pumpkins.
Turnips.
And a turnip. We always have a turnip.
Oh, you do both. Oh, okay. I gotcha.
Yeah, old school, baby, old school. But yeah, no, Marion spearheaded this.
Of course she did.
In an attempt to get more children in the yard, we made little ghosts, little spooky ghosts with little styrofoam ball gimmicks and the cloth hoods.
Whoa! What?
I was a bit nervous at first. And I'm like, can we put some eyes on
maybe Ixnay on the hoods, eh?
No, yeah, it was like, it's kind of scary. But no, they're ghosts, apparently, I'm told. People told me they're ghosts.
Okay.
The ghosts. But yeah, I have a bunch of ghosts hanging in my yard. That's dope. And in my mailbox, I got my voter registration gimmick in the mail. Yep, nothing. November's coming. Do the fucking right thing.
Wait, voter registry? You're not registered already?
No, I'm registered. No, that's how they gave it to me.
Oh, I do have my mail.
My ballot. They mailed me my.
Oh,
my
your mail-in ballot. Yeah, I got my ballot too. I gotta do that sooner than later. I want to just get it in early.
Oh yeah, I know. I'm picking. I'm not undecided, brother. So yeah, if you get your little into mail voter gimmick, do that. Do the right thing. And you better believe I strapped on.
You go through your week with the same old routine.
What you really want is some blood and thunder in your life.
Well, friend, you found it.
The Cromcast is an adventurous journey through the history of two-fisted pulp stories.
With your hosts, John,
Josh,
and Luke.
We have action,
horror,
and adventure, all through the lens of pulp luminary Robert E. Howard.
Don't just stay in your ordinary life.
Find your pulp life at thecromcast.blogspot.com.
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast.
The Cromcast.
A podcast for the barbarian at heart.
I'm Alex West.
And I'm Andrea Subasati, and we're from the Faculty of Horror podcast.
And you're listening to Trick or Treat Radio.
Greetings! We are the Retro Reductopus Cephala Podcast, a bi-weekly show that celebrates all the things that made growing up awesome.
He's right. We wax philosophic about lots of geeky crap like old video games and movies, toys, cartoons. I don't know, help me out here.
Music, pants, quoting video games that don't have dialogues, shabibans, tasty news,
unnecessarily long Japanese onomatopoeia,
butt breathers, uncomfortable nature facts,
or how to install a Samoflange.
And unlike all those other podcasts, we at Retro Reductopus have an exciting rotating host schedule.
Do we?
We sure do.
So, if you didn't like the guy flapping his gums this week,
like me,
worry not, gentle listener. Next week, we'll have a whole new host.
Of problems.
Hey, they might still suck, but they'll suck differently.
And you know what's really cool? Retro Reductopus is part of the Inebriard Podcast Network, with new episodes out every Tentacle Tuesday.
Which is like every other Tuesday. We named it.
Anyways, you can listen to us at iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, Stitcher, or straight from the tab, reductopus.buzzsprout.com.
I could be standing outside a woman's prison in a fistful of 50s and a bouquet of dildos, and no woman would come near me.
Did you say a bouquet of dildos?
We are back on Trick or Treat Radio, and it's time for our feature film discussion, and that film is VHS Beyond. And it is the latest entry into the franchise. It is just came out last week, so 2024. It's not rated. It is 114 minutes. It is a found footage horror. And let's see. The directors, we have Jay Cheel, Jordan Downey, Christian and Justin Long, Justin Martinez, Virat Paul, and Kate Siegel. And, I'm not going to read all the actors because there's just far too many for the 6 different shorts. Let's see here. And the synopsis for the anthology film is 6 blood-curdling tapes unleash horror in a sci-fi inspired hellscape, pushing the boundaries of fear and suspense. So this one is slightly different from the previous ones. They've all sort of had a gimmick, Raven Shadow. Wouldn't you say?
I would.
So in this one, the gimmick is it's sort of a little bit more sci-fi influenced. I think all but one. I'd say maybe just like I guess all but one was sort of had a sci-fi / alien influence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I mean, it's, you know what, like they sort of let the franchise kind of sit for a couple years, and then now they've just been banging them out. And for the most part, I'd say it's a pretty successful series. There's some shorts that are just not that great. There's some that are really good. It's that's just the way it goes, right? Like it's a bit of a crapshoot, but they have a lot of really great talent on board. There's a lot of directors that kind of cut their teeth or were able to do some different things in this than they hadn't done previous. So I like that it exists, and I'm glad that it's out there. And, if they keep, this isn't necessarily, gonna blow my load for the verdict, but if they keep putting them out of this level, I'm on board for more, So that's, and it's a good opportunity to give some up and coming Hungry Young Tiger directors a chance to, to kind of cut their teeth and do their thing. So yeah. How about you guys? Do you guys have any thoughts about the franchise on the whole?
On the whole,
on the monocle covered hole.
Well, historically, I haven't been a big fan of the VHS franchise. I feel like a lot of the stories that have been told are rather, unfinished. I mean, I understand that there's a short amount of time for them to tell their story, and they can only get so much information in. But for some reason, it just looks like there's a lot of the stories done there that seems a little timid about going that extra mile. Now, there are some stories that have been good. In fact, it actually wasn't until the last installment in this franchise that I can actually say there was a good one. Overall. I forget what the name of that one was. VHS 85, I think it was.
84.
84.
Yep.
And I thought that was done rather well, especially comparatively speaking. Now, how this will come out, we'll be discussing about that. But I'm always interested in seeing up-and-coming hungry young directors coming out and doing their thing, applying their craft and seeing what they come up with. And unfortunately, there's a lot that's just easily forgotten.
Oh, you know what, MC? I'm sorry. There was an 84 and an 85. So
okay.
It might have 85 was was the last one we did.
All right, so it was 85 then.
Okay. Yep. That was the one that had let's see, God of Death. That was the one where they had like the earthquake and they went underground and found that
Yep.
Yeah,
that was good. It was all on the whole, it was good. But we'll see what comes out of this. We'll see what comes out of this.
Yeah. How about you, Raven Shadow? Any thoughts on the franchise before we dive in?
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we almost have to do every installment, right? I mean, we've done, since the existence of the show, we've been doing this franchise. And, I would agree with some of the things that was mentioned before where, there were some chapters that hit, some that didn't, some that you wish there was more of. And while I think overall I do like the brand, in discussing it right now, there are some that I'm just forgetting. I would need to be reminded. This one, I think, will be an interesting entry into the franchise, and I am excited to discuss it.
All right, so let's do that. Let's discuss. And let's see here. So we'll do first impressions. We already did. I already read everything from the synopsis and everything. So first impressions, I guess I'll just jump in and you guys can pile on. But so I thought that having this be a sci-fi inspired one was a good decision because it took it in a different avenue, because I feel like they've explored a lot of the horror space, and this was still horror, don't get me wrong, but it just, sometimes those restraints you give the restraints of like, let's do sci-fi horror, sometimes it can produce some more creative results, because if it's wide open, you just need to have it be like a found footage style horror. Maybe that's not limiting it enough, and then like creators can just kind of run wild with it, and maybe too wild. Whereas having constraints, maybe they have to be a little bit more creative about what they do and to really hone in on the idea and explore that, So I think it was an inspired choice. I think it was a good choice. And I wouldn't mind if they got a little bit more into some other subgenres. I'm not saying they need to do that for every single one that comes out after this, but having it be themed, I think, is kind of cool. And it could make for a better cohesive project, So with this one, and I will say, we'll talk about them all individually like we normally do. We'll try to get through it a little quicker. It usually takes a while, but I think this one had one of my favorite shorts in the entire franchise.
Mine too.
Safe Haven is still the fucking top of the fucking heap from VHS 2. That was one by Gareth Evans and our boy Timo, and that one's fucking amazing. Safe Haven.
Which one was Safe Haven?
It was like a cult. They had like an Indonesian cult, and they go these two go to explore the cult, and then they summon some demon, and as they're trying to get away, he crashes down on the car. Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah. That was dope. Yep.
So that one is fantastic. That's my favorite. But I would say there's one on this that's up there for second, third, maybe fourth. I'd have to revisit some of them again just to be sure. But there's one on here that's like a perfect horror anthology short. So I'll be interested. I saw MZ nod, and I think Raven Chat, I don't know if you were also nodding in agreement. I'll be curious to see if it's the same one. So yeah, no, I think that having a little bit more focus really worked in its favor, and I really enjoyed this for the most part. I don't think there were any real stinkers.
No.
I think that there were some that weren't as good, for sure. And there's some that were better than others, but I don't think there's any that really were like, you know what, like this one is just bad. Like I didn't get that feeling from this. So yeah, I think it's a pretty solid entry, and I am looking forward to talking about them individually. But yeah, that's all I'll say for now. So one of you guys wants to go ahead with your first impression?
Sure. Traditionally, these have been, for the most part, 5 installments, and now we're raising the bar a little bit. We're at an extra story. This is 6 this time. Fine. It still runs under 2 hours, which is fine. So you're getting more for your money out of this, depending on whether or not you actually like the stories or not.
Although one was the rapper, sort of. So
yeah. But this was a much more cohesive rapper than the other rappers from the previous films.
I agree. Yep.
And I also agree with you, Wolfie, on that the fact that they started making this a subgenre style type of collection of shorts. I think the sci-fi is definitely a way to go, because after like 5 or 6 of these movies, 6, 7 of these movies, I don't know how many there are before this one. You gotta start branching out, and going sci-fi is definitely the closest thing to horror that's separate from horror, but
this is the 7th.
Obviously, can work together.
This is the 7th, by the way, in the series.
This is the 7th film. Okay, yeah. So after 6 films, you got to branch out. And there is one short in here that I found to be very interesting, very well done. Not completely. There's still little issues, but it's still one of the better shorts that I've seen. in this whole franchise, and it's fun to watch. And also, I was wondering, before the end credits, did anybody take a good wild guess? Because I knew, and I got it right, about which one Justin Long did.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, no, I mean, I knew. So, and I kind of heard something prior to watching it, so I kind of knew going in.
Oh, okay. All right.
It was when it reminded me of another film.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Exactly. That was the tip off right there for me. As soon as that the story was played out, I'm like, I'll bet you Justin Long directed this one. I'll bet you anything, and he did. He and his wife, I guess it would be, did. Not just
I think his brother.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that's his brother?
Yeah, Christian's the boy's name.
Christian and Justin.
Oh, I'm.
You thought it was
okay.
Kristen or something?
Oh, I thought it was Kristen.
Okay. It's Christian Long.
Oh.
Christian,
sister Christian. I mean, brother Christian.
At least he's not on his own.
Yeah, he
okay.
was. It's a he. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I thought it was Kristen. Okay. Anyway, that's it.
All right, Raven Shadow.
Yeah, I mean, like it's an horror anthology, found footage. So going into it, part of it's excitement, part of it's with trepidation. You know what I mean? And I was intrigued by the focus of the narrative for this with a sci-fi element. I mean, hell, if you want to consider these movies horror films, that's been discussed before, and I would agree, Predator and Alien, are horror movies. They just involve, some badass motherfuckers.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the idea of a more focused narrative. I'm always a little scared with found footage. You never know, but I'm always intrigued. And I gotta say, I want to talk about it, but I was a little thrown off. I know it gave us the premise of the tapes, but I was a little confused by the modern day and past day stuff.
Modern day and past day? What do you mean? The just the differences in some had lower fidelity and some had higher? Is that what you mean?
What it seemed like some was. I thought they were old tapes that were found.
Well, that was the original premise. I mean, that's not the premise in this one.
Yeah.
Well, I thought they found some in a house. And they were traded around.
Yeah, but they don't say that it's like they're all VHS or they're all,
Oh, okay. Maybe I just assumed that. Okay, I just assumed they were all VHS tapes.
Yeah, I honestly I like it a little bit better because I feel like if they all try to have that that look with the like the tracking and just the low fidelity, I think it takes away from it when they all do that. If one or two do it, I'm okay with that if it fits. But yeah, I'm glad that not all of them do it.
And I would agree too, especially with more what you can do with cameras nowadays and how it can be more accessible, where you don't always have to have a fucking, a thing on your shoulder, and 100-foot extension cord either.
Yep.
They were taking a picture of my tooth today, and the dude had a little fucking, like a pen looking gimmick that was a camera. Put that in my mouth. Let's see how much that costs.
Was that your first impression talking about how much that cost?
Yeah, no. All I know is that what the camera fucking told me, it could either be fucking $1,150 not covered by insurance, or I could submit a more invasive option that insurance may cover.
All right. Well, let's dive in and start talking about these individually. And let me see here. All right. So the film is presented with 5 segments built around a frame narrative in the form of a documentary with interviews from experts in the field of extraterrestrials and digital effects. So yeah, this one had it was more modern because it had a feel like this is very much in the YouTube, age, where there were people who were like these experts. They were debunking. They were debunking like these videos, trying to figure out if they were real or not, which, I mean, that's a legit thing. I've seen YouTube shows like that.
Right.
And also even to the point where there was one character named Logan who was very reminiscent of a YouTuber now turned professional wrestler with the same name, who looked similar and had a very fitting end to his life in this film, which was kind of gratifying. I'm talking about Logan Paul. There's someone named Logan in this with a very similar kind of look. So
was that in the Just As Long one?
No. It was in the plain one. So yeah, go ahead, MZ. Go ahead.
No, I was just, and I also like how they not only is it, basically from the world of YouTube, like you said, but also that's also taken from actual situations.
Yeah,
they injected the actual sightings of quote unquote UFOs from military aircrafts and the like, and showing footage of that and stuff. And so they're trying to inject the real life situations that we have with UFOs and aliens and Martians. Do we even still call them Martians nowadays?
You can't.
And what do you mean you can't?
I was just making a joke.
Oh, okay. Maybe the dentist could use that pen to look in your head for that sense of humor that we're all missing.
Wow. Maybe you could, instead of taking a picture, maybe you could write you some new jokes. Oh.
So I like how they're injecting real life situations into these stories.
Yeah. No, I mean it makes it feel more modern. Not that, like, I really like the sort of like old school feel of some of the other ones. But I think it's good to have a variance. Good to have a variety, and to make it feel like it is more modern, and like maybe it's something you could actually see on YouTube. Like that. I think makes it more timely and interesting. So. So I dug it. I thought it was fine for this. Let's see. So, all right. So the frame narrative is called Abduction, Adduction. And this was directed and written by Jay Cheel. So I'll just read a little bit. It's got like a quick synopsis of it here. It says in 2021, an anonymous Redditor claimed to have bought a mysterious pair of videocassettes from a flea market. The tapes supposedly containing video evidence of an alien encounter. The tapes are shown in pictures, each tape being labeled Proof 1 and Proof 2, respectively. Jay Cheel received an anonymous email with the footage from the tapes in digitized form, and the footage follows the story of the Farrington House, a site that is the topic of an urban legend in Canada. In the 2000s, a paranormal group collected anecdotal evidence of a gray form. One of the experts, Mitch Horowitz, says that if we do find proof of extraterrestrial life, then everything we thought we knew would come into question. So it's kind of framed like almost like one of those, like, what is it called? Ancient Aliens shows or something along those lines, like that style of show. And actually, I thought that Mitch Horowitz, who is the sort of the host, I thought he was like, I actually liked him as like a host. I thought it was pretty interesting to see him present it in this way. And he is, let's see, I don't know if he's an actor. He's an author. It says an American author, publisher, speaker, and television host specializing in occult and esoteric themes. A frequent writer and speaker on religion and metaphysics in print and on television, radio, and online. And he's appeared, I don't know, like countless different publications, New York Times, Washington Post, Vice News, and he hosts a UFO-themed Discovery HBO Max television series called Alien Encounters, Fact or Fiction. Oh, okay. So that makes sense. Like he actually is a host of one of those types of series. So, and he also joined Elijah Wood's podcast network, Spectra Vision Radio, and is hosting a historical podcast, Extraordinary Evidence, ESP is Real, which explores the background and data of extrasensory perception research. So,
was he the guy in the black leather jacket?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
So that's cool. I mean, obviously it makes sense and it fits because that's what he does, right? So I thought it felt very authentic. So that makes a lot of sense then. So I really, I thought it was good. Like just kind of a fitting, like narrative to have it seem like it's one of these sort of like, shows, So I dug that. We'll talk about that one at the end because it, kind of wraps up with the final story. So we'll hold off on talking about that more. Do you guys have anything to add about the presentation of that before we dive into the next one?
No, I thought it was good. It wasn't painful. Some of the worst things in some of these anthologies is the wraparound gets too big of a push.
Yeah.
And it was enough for the premise of the picture.
Yep. All right. So the first one is Stork and is directed by Jordan Downey and written by Jordan Downey and Kevin Stewart. And it's a long synopsis. So let me just read a little bit. Amidst a string of baby disappearances, a police unit dubbed Warden gathers late at night after having narrowed down the location of the missing infants. They bring in their newest member, Sigur, who is tasked with filming throughout the night. I'll just stop there. So, all right, what'd you guys think of Stork?
I was fucking with this.
that like he added the metal horns for emphasis if you're not watching the video.
I was fucking with this from the jump. The minute you're in that truck and had the files with Warden being a fucking acronym like SHIELD, you know what I'm saying? Oh, like MASK, Mobile Armor Strike Command. I'm like, yo, this is a fucking dope unit. You know what I'm saying? Like fucking Michael Chiklis running amok up in this motherfucker. So I like
Michael Chiklis running amok
up in this motherfucker.
What does Michael Chiklis have to do with this?
He was in TV's FX The Shield, and he had a crew that was a crew within a crew doing badass cop shit, but like good badass cop shit,
not bad badass cop shit.
Yeah, not the bad cop shit, but like cool badass.
The cool bad cop shit.
Yeah. Back when cops were the good guys. Yeah. They meet in a fucking clandestine warehouse. Fucking love that shit. They call the new guy fucking body bag. Yo.
Well, I'll say this.
Thank you.
I felt like I needed a PlayStation controller in my hand when this.
Yeah.
This felt so much like a first-person shooter when it wasn't supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but it was certainly something that could not be overlooked. It was just, it felt like a video game, but without the video game graphics or the video game load-up screens or anything like that. Just the way it was framed. And the way I don't know what the hell you would call these creatures. I mean, it's based on aliens, so I guess I'll just go with aliens.
Yeah.
Though they look more zombie-like than aliens. Either way, I thought the makeup for these guys looked pretty good.
Yeah, they were sort of like, just like hollow husks, because the of what was happening to them. They just became like, just what is it? Thralls, I think is the word I'm looking for.
Ghouls or whatever, thralls. Yeah, thralls is a good word.
Yeah, so I thought they looked pretty good, but man, I could not escape that video game vibe that this was showing. It was full of action. It was definitely not boring. It was certainly violent. Although when it came to the ending, the very last shot, I kind of wish they didn't do what they did to the main creature before taking that picture. If you
I think I know what you mean.
The creature, the creature's
Yeah.
The creature's done, and then they do something to it before they take the picture. I'm like, oh man, if you're gonna go with a money shot like that, where you finally capture whoever this thing is, you don't do that to it, at least not until after. But what do I know? I'm just a viewer. But but it is violent. It's got a lot of action. I think the dialogue is pretty good. I think it's suitable for the situations that these people have found themselves in. Plus, it also has that personal connection with the children, because there's one or two of them there that have a personal vendetta going on. So you feel that emotional connection going on there. But this was a fairly decent way to start it off, I found out.
Yeah, I would agree. It actually felt a little bit too similar to some of the others that we've seen. Like, I actually feel like this was a slightly better version of another, like the wraparound from where they had the raid. There's the police were raiding a warehouse or something. Like, that one I didn't really love, but this one felt like a better version of that. It was more succinct and to the point. I did like the characters. I feel like they all had personality. It leaned on some internet cinematic shorthand for that. So I think overall, this one is definitely better than that. But this one's just kind of okay for me in the long run. I did like the monster at the end. Though, I thought that was an interesting sort of realization of, why the babies were being taken and like what was happening. So yeah, this is good. It's a good starter. I'll say that it's a good starter. Yeah.
100%. This is a great first match in WrestleMania. You know what I mean? This is that lead-off batter. I agree with the cinematic shorthand comment, but you knew this was a tight team. This was like G.I. Joe meets fucking Monster Hunters. You know what I mean? They're part of a larger world. You got that. They were your archetypes of the team, and they were tactical. They weren't doing stupid shit. This wasn't their first rodeo. This crew rolled deep, and they fucking knew how to throw down with whoever was fucking rolling up in the door. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That was scary.
You know what I'm saying? No, I have no clue what you're saying.
Corny knows. I was with them. I'm like, fuck yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So anything else to say about this one, or you guys want to keep going?
Fuck yeah.
All right.
Let's keep going. Yeah.
All right. So next one, and I'm not going to talk about the interludes, between each one. We'll talk about that as a whole at the end.
Those confuse me.
The next one was Dream Girl, and this was directed by Virat Pal and written by Virat Pal and Evan Dixon. And the synopsis: Mumbai native paparazzi Arnab and Sonu are given a tip to get footage of the latest Bollywood sensation Tara. So I'll just cap it there. And so this one, it's sort of like your typical sort of paparazzi kind of deal where they're going to just they're trying to get some like what do they say, like intimate or like I forget how they worded it, like they're trying to get some candid shots of her in her trailer.
Yeah.
So
pervy shots.
Yeah, they're trying to get
crossing lines.
Yeah. But when they get there, they arrive. They know someone on set who kind of gave them the tip, and then they're like, "Oh, well, they're filming the video. Why don't you come on set and watch?" And then one of the Sonu, the younger guy, was like, "Yeah, we're gonna go watch." So they go and watch, and they see the video, and it's kind of cool. Like I actually like seeing sort of a behind the scenes from a music video perspective, and then they cut. The director, I think it was the director or the producer, was like, this isn't right. Like, and then takes her back to her to the trailer, and then he kind of has a chat with her, and there's something. I don't want to give it all away, but there's something going on. There's something interesting about her, and so one of the guys, I think it was Arnab, was in the trailer. Filming during this whole part. So but what'd you guys think?
This was pretty good too. Not as good as the first story, but still fairly decent. It carried a good amount of suspense. You got that hidden camera situation going on, so there's the fear of being found out, the fear of being caught, and the fear of what's going to happen as a result of it. And given the subject matter that we're dealing with here, it's not going to turn out very good. I did like the behind the scenes look at how they were making the video, and I think that it kind of gave the short a much more a bigger look, a bigger scope, as minor as that situation is, but where things when things really started getting out of hand, when Tara was being spoken to by one of the paparazzis, and then all hell breaks loose. I mean, it was interesting. It was good. It was kind of hard to follow though, and you couldn't exactly really see what our protagonist looked like. It was starting to get a little annoying. It was like the person's right there in front of you, but you can't really make out the face. And the face is the big thing, because that's the one thing that changed about this person. So I kind of wish they gave us, the appearance of this person a little sooner than they did.
Are you talking about Tara?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
It sounds like I'm nitpicking him. I probably am, but ultimately we do get to see the face, but not before it's all hell breaks loose and everything. It's too late and everything. I guess not that matters, but I kind of wish I got to see the face a little sooner. Again, that's a nitpick, but that's my nitpick.
How about you, Raven Shadow?
Yeah, I like the more exotic flavor of this one. I agree with MC.
Come on.
It didn't.
Because
What?
because
The exotic
because they were Indian. It's exotic.
She looked pretty exotic.
She was Indian.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
She was gorgeous.
Yeah, I like that. I like dark hair. I like tan skin. I like that. It was exotic.
As opposed to blonde
Exotic.
hair and white skin.
Yeah, exotic to
I
who?
like that
Pale
too.
skin.
I like all kinds of skin.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I'm saying, but it's a foreign land, Wolfie. It's not New England.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm just saying that was something that might have been okay to use in the past, but now it's just a little. You should find another word than exotic.
What's
Erotic.
the word? It was
Erotic.
an
There you go.
land. Thank you, Monster Zero.
Actually, it is
Change
better.
an X to an R.
It is actually better
All right.
because it's
I
more
like having
personal
adventures
to.
in an
It's more
erotic
personal to you. Something that is erotic to you, whereas using exotic to describe somebody, can be considered not like what's the opposite of a compliment? Like
detriment?
I guess, but that's not what I mean. Like
Stimident?
You're not trying to. It can be a little bit. It can be taken as like kind of like putting down someone because they're different. So I'm just saying.
No, but
I know
like
that's
I'm
not.
saying,
I know that's not what you mean. I'm just saying. I'm just saying that you should use a different word. Erotic.
Okay,
there you
go.
Because she doesn't have white skin, she's considered
right.
something different.
No, it's a weird land. They do weird things over
You
there.
don't have
laws.
you don't have to defend it. Like we're just and I'm not like we're not scolding you. I'm just saying you can choose a different word in the future. That's it.
I'm scolding them.
All right.
All right. Well, it's a world of pure imagination. I don't know. Fucking. All right. They dance.
Like keep hanging yourself, like
Am I keep pegging myself?
Hanging yourself. Jeez, where's your mind?
I don't know. I felt wrong. We'll be right back.
Nope.
Fuck. Paparazzi's bad. They kill fucking Princess Di. Ask Linus. He'll tell you. What?
All right. Well, all right. So let's. I thought you were going somewhere, but you
I thought, but someone fucking derailed me.
You can that derailed you. You can say something else.
I don't know what I can say.
All right.
It's good. It's fine. It's fun.
It's fun.
Just fucking people got fucked up.
There was some pretty good mayhem in this, I would say. I think overall, like I actually did like the music video. I thought it was actually kind of cool. And MZ, I think you said this, it did add like some production value to it.
Yeah, I gave it a bigger scope. It felt bigger.
Yeah, so I like that, and I think this one took. The premise is a little. I don't know, like it. Not that it's weak. I don't think it's a weak premise. It's just very kind of run of the mill. It's just okay. Well, we're gonna do this. Go do this normal sort of mundane thing that we would normally do, but this one just turns out to be different. And I can get behind that. I'm fine with having something that's like a mundane thing that goes horrifyingly wrong. But yeah. Other than that, I think the premise is just a little basic.
I had a problem with the director though, because I wasn't sure, because he kept on saying, "I made you, I made you, I made you." Now I can't tell if he made Tara because of who she was, or in spite of who she was, or not knowing of who she was. There's several avenues that this could go down, and they never really pinpointed what that would be. I mean, I guess ultimately it doesn't really matter.
I think it's just that whole
I think it would have
tried and true, I made you a star, like I think it's just kind of riffing on that a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah. Tell him, Cindy, tell him how it was worth for time after time.
But
remember how I found you? You were nobody. You were nothing. I took you out of the streets of New York and I made you a star, Cindy.
Tell him.
But I think the two paparazzos talking about the rise of Tara, like they hinted at things that would like, oh, she came out of so and so and had just her rise to acclaim. It had a little bit of a backstory, you know what I mean, without giving anything away.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, oh, is there something more there? Is there some supernatural or maybe science fictional reasons for her rise?
Yeah, it was I think it sort of just takes that old tried and true sort of like almost like a deal with the devil kind of thing, you know?
Right.
And just
Faustian bargain.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Faustian bargain is probably a better way of putting it, and just kind of turns it up to 11. You know, It was fun. I liked it. It wasn't my favorite, but it probably was not like. I'm trying to think what my least favorite one is. I think I know this one wasn't it though. So
This
good.
is one of my least favorite ones.
All right, and that's
this wasn't my least favorite. I know what my least favorite was.
Okay. All right, let's move on then. And the next one is Live and Let Dive, directed by Justin Martinez, written by Ben Turner and Justin Martinez. Zach is celebrating his 30th birthday with his wife Jess, best friend Logan, and numerous other acquaintances via skydiving. Just before they are ready to jump out, they spot a UFO and several fighter jets. I'll keep it at that.
This was dope, man.
All right, this is it. This is the one. This is my favorite.
Favorite.
Bar none. This one, like when it starts, like these people are all slightly annoying. Like I didn't quite get the cut of this short's jib for like a couple minutes. But then once it took a turn and then we see the UFO, it's like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah.
Because they're put in this really difficult predicament. They're in a plane, like a very small skydiving plane. There's like what?
A Cessna. They're in a Cessna.
A Cessna, okay. What is there, like 10 or 12 of them?
Yeah, about that, yeah.
Yeah, like, and they're all jammed in there. Like, there's like nowhere to move.
Like sardines.
Yeah.
They're fucking
yeah.
there.
And then all of a sudden they spot a UFO and then these fucking fighter jets are going by and they're like, holy shit, like what do we do? Like, and then there's a fucking alien on the plane. You see the hand. It's like,
yeah.
All right, shit's fucking picking up. And then the plane gets destroyed, right? Is that what happened? It like broken.
Well, it hits something.
Okay, yeah. And then the next thing you know, they're all falling and they have to engage their parachutes because they're going to jump anyways. But then they're like, oh shit, maybe we shouldn't jump. Maybe we should just go land. And then they have no choice. That's how it starts. And I love when they look up. The dude who's holding the camera, Zach, he looks up and you can see the people falling and the debris falling.
Yeah. The plane's just disintegrating and the pieces are falling right above them. They're falling at basically the same rate as they're falling. And I mean, there was this one guy. I don't want to say it, but there's this one guy who's missing an appendage, and just the effect of that was just so good. I mean, you don't see him all that well, but you see enough to know what the hell is going on. Okay, because it's when you think about it, it's pretty nasty. Yeah, and people are just falling, and the plane is just disintegrating, and you know. I mean, and just from the point of view of the cameraman, it's exhilarating because you want to know how the hell is this going to end, because it's crazy. At this point, it's gone full tilt bonkers.
Yeah.
Okay. And we've only seen an alien hand so far. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So, we got to find out more about, of course, this can't end like this. There's got to be more to it, and there is.
Yeah, it was just, the thing I loved about it was just how relentless it was. It started like, right off the bat, you get some really, you get to know the characters a little bit and their relationships with each other, and then all of a sudden you're thrust into this fucking madness, right? And then once they, like are parachuting and on the ground, the ones that made it.
Right.
Logan was my favorite.
Yeah.
And then what happens then, it's like, oh shit, like it just doesn't stop. It gets to a fever pitch and then stays there, and it really ratchets up the tension, and it was a perfect example of how to make a great short. You take a simple premise, you thrust viewers, characters into this situation that seems like it's going to be fun, but it's a little scary, right? Like skydiving is scary whether you've done it or not. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, now it's like fucking life or death. Holy shit! What the fuck?
And what I love about this is the location where the rest of this short lands.
Yeah,
in the middle of an orange grove.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or is it orange grove? Okay. Yeah.
Perfect. It's an orange grove, and it's perfect because the trees are of a certain height where you can't see what's going on directly in front of you on the other side of a line of trees. So the trees are at a certain height where it blocks your vision. So you can only see front and back, but you can't see side to side, and side to side is where all the shit's happening. So it's just a question of what's happening, and who's it happening to, and what's happening to them. So, and it gets a little crazy. Now here's where I felt it to be a little lacking. I got if you could create a fantastic free fall from a dismantled plane from like 10,000 feet in the air or whatever it was, you should be able to have the ability to create a decent looking alien. I'm not saying the alien, the design looked good, but the effect was lacking somewhat. Like you could tell like you can obviously tell it was CGI. Not that if it was any better, it would look real. I mean, I think if you got the ability to make an outstanding free fall from an exploding plane from 10,000 feet in the air, you should be able to render a decent CGI alien.
But how much did that fucking cost, though? You know what I mean? I would think.
I thought the alien was fine, though. I don't know.
Yeah.
I thought it was fine.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wasn't too thrilled with the alien. I mean, it looked okay. Say like maybe 20 years ago, it would look okay. But I mean, this is 2024. It's 2024. I mean, CGI has gotten better over time. I'm still not a big fan of it, but it's gotten better over time. But I think the CGI alien here could have been done a little better.
It's fine. I mean, that's a personal opinion. For me, it looked totally fine. I thought it looked great actually in this one. So
the design looks great. The look of them looks great. The creature itself looks great, but the way it's rendered in CGI form just doesn't really do it for me.
All right. But yeah, this one was just great, like all the way. And I loved, one of my favorite parts is so towards the end, Zach encounters I don't know if it's the owner of the orange grove or something, but there's a guy who pulls a gun on him, and then something happens, and Zach gets injured on his hand. I thought that was so effective, like the injury and the way that he was trying to drive and everything. I just thought that was fucking great. Then what happens, from there, I thought that was really cool. Just ratcheted everything up. Yeah, this one was really fun and really hectic. That's what I loved about it. Was just it just kept ramping up, and it was just really good.
Yeah, I'll definitely fast forward through this movie again just to get to that short because it was really good, really, really good.
So ambitious. Like when you do a short film, I got something. What the fuck?
Yeah, it almost makes me think, not to say that every short film is going to be great or it's going to be like something like this, but if this one's so good, it's just like, why can't some of these others just be like, just take a simple concept and just fucking go nuts with it, Sometimes I feel they tried to do too much.
And just shoot the high spots. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
This took a very tense thing to begin with, being in a fucking Buddy Holly plane with and also too, they're not strangers. They're your closest friends. And it's a stressful thing anyway, but it has the great thing of take a real life fucking moment and then other worldly stuff is going on. Not a comparison, but like you're attack the block, normal people in a situation where shit happens and all of a sudden you're flying. Oh, I'm scared to fucking jump, but I'm with my best friends. Is that a fucking alien plane?
Yeah.
Is that a fucking F-14? What the fuck? Well fucking done, sirs.
Yeah, this one was real good. All right, you guys have anything else to add to this one?
We get something else to do a fucking deep dive in, I think, next.
All right. So next, Fur Babies.
Yep.
Directed and written by Christian and Justin Long. And the synopsis.
Based on an idea by Kevin Smith.
Hey, wasn't Justin Long in that movie?
That's weird.
Becky runs a supposed dog daycare center called Doggy Dream House and keeps taxidermies of her past dogs. An animal rights activist group decide to investigate her home and sends members Stuart and Angela along with their leader's dog Pickles.
Pickles.
All right. Is anybody cringing as they're watching this now for the first time? Am I the only one that was like, what the fuck is this gonna fucking do?
No, I think she was laying it on a little thick,
I think she was like Kathy Bates in Misery, but as a fucking dog fucking groomer.
Doggy daycare mama.
Doggy daycare mama. And when they were talking about putting the camera on Pickles, I wasn't sure where this was gonna go. There's a video game I think called Strays that's coming out.
It's been out for a while. Yeah, you play as a cat.
Yeah. And they put like a camera on like a real cat, I think, to simulate the animation. Am I right in that?
Yeah.
So I thought this was going to be from the perspective of Pickles.
Yeah, I thought so too. We had that. It was in VHS 2, the Jason Eisner one with that ended up becoming Kids versus Aliens. Well, it didn't. He took the idea and expanded upon it. Speaking of which, that actually was a sci-fi horror too. I forgot about that. But in that you got to see the dog had a camera on it, and remember we thought the dog, like we were all worried about that the dog died, and then we talked about it on the show, and then Jason Eisner like tweeted back at us. So there is sort of a precedent. That's why I thought they were going to go and do that, like you said. And I was a little disappointed that we didn't get that. Wasn't like Chekhov's fucking camera angle,
Right.
So I kind of wish they did something a little bit more with that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't want to talk about this one too much. This was my least favorite. I appreciate the idea. I just feel like this is. I mean, you said it. We've seen this before. This is Tusk, essentially, and they're just in something like this. I feel in a story like this, I feel like the antagonist in this case was Becky. I feel like Becky needed more backstory for it to be believable, because she's just this crazy dog lady who taxidermies her dogs. I mean, that's not that weird, right? Like maybe other people would do that. I mean, I would understand that, but I don't know. I don't understand why she had that break, like why she went from this to that and what caused that. I mean, I don't need to know all the details. In a short, that's the thing, is you want to just kind of hit it and get in there and tell the story. But I feel like with this one, it I don't know, like I feel like it just needed a little bit something more. It just seemed like it's like, all right, well, who is this lady? Why is she doing this? Why aren't the cops here? Like, you know, I don't know. Like it's it's just one of those things, you know. And I get it. Like it's suspension of disbelief, verisimilitude. Like you need to have that, but I feel like you could easily write that off just by giving some throwaway lines or just something, but they didn't do that. So it just felt weird to me. You know, it didn't work for me that much.
I mean, it worked for me from a grossness as you felt it. I mean, there was some powerful scenes in this. I would agree. Like they did explain why the group didn't outreach to authorities. I mean, you still get outreach to authorities, but they're like, oh, well, they're fascists too. But aside from, I think her husband had died, she very easily could have said, oh, well, what was it, MZ?
No, nothing. You froze for a second. I thought you were dead.
Oh, not yet. I mean, like, again, we all knew what this was as things started to happen. It was gross. It could have ended where it should have. It didn't need that throwaway, like, stinger at the end. The Amazon stinger.
Oh, yeah.
You know, but it was gross. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
But it was powerful.
I mean, as for me, there's a lot of things here that I want answers for. Like, I'll just jump to the end part of it. It's like, who is she? All right, she's obviously speaking to somebody because she's got a camera running.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, all right, who is she talking to? Who is this? Does she have an audience for this? Is it a black market videotape thing? You know, we don't know. But she's obviously talking to somebody through a camera and addressing them for the creations that she has made. Also, you don't feel any real sympathy, or even though they're on the side of good here, you really don't feel any sympathy for these two because you don't get to know them enough. Unlike in Tusk, where you got to know Justin Long's character, and you had sympathy for him.
Right.
You know, you really felt sorry for him.
Well, I mean, I
just
felt
don't
sorry
feel
for these characters.
I didn't feel sorry for him. I mean, in the end, they just kind of looked like two actors that were just done up in lackluster dog costumes. They didn't look like they were like attached to them or you know, having the fur like bioengineeringly attached to their skins or something like that, you know? What was I going to say? Also, when they first get into the house, you know, it's understandable that these two might be a little shaky because they've never done anything like this before. They're in an uncharted area, and so they don't know what's going to happen. Yet the woman, what's her name again?
Becky.
She is also acting equally concerned about being found out. And it's like, if she's been doing this for years, she should have no trouble handling a pair of kids.
Yeah.
You know? And it just seems like, you know, the character, her character was just completely uneven. I will say this though. The guy who played her brother, or who she says is her, that guy's impressive looking because he's like a big giant dude with this little tiny peanut head. He's actually kind of creepy, you know.
That shot when you're like, oh, you know,
Bo, that's his name, Bo. that guy's impressive because just as a physical specimen, he's impressive because he's a really big dude, but he's got this little tiny head. He's almost like Beetlejuice, you know?
Yeah.
So he kind of looks like that, you know. So could have given a little bit of merit, you know, but he had very little to do. He was just the muscle of the group, and Becky was the brains. Yeah, I didn't feel this one at all. It just felt amateurish. It wasn't very well written. The dialogue was kind of goofy at times to the point where I'll use your word, Raymond Shadow, cringy, because she's just laying it on real thick. You know, I just felt like Becky was laying it on real thick here, to the point where it was not only non-believable but also quite annoying.
Yeah, I just feel like this one just sticks out like a sore thumb because it doesn't fit the sort of the theme that the others have, and it also just, I don't know, it just sticks out, and I don't think that's a good thing in this case, you know.
Yeah.
It was going for shock, but like
I
mean,
don't
it was
know.
science fiction, but it wasn't Alien.
Right. It's more science fiction via Island of Dr. Moreau kind of
Right.
deal.
Although whatever that green liquid was in the needle,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Yeah.
she was injecting that one dude
Mhm.
in the back. You know, I mean, the people in cage in dog cages is definitely a powerful visual. It was, yeah, I don't know,
Like,
it's gross.
like I could have got more behind it if, I mean, maybe the character of Becky kind of alluded to this, but I don't feel like it was enough that, like, I'd rather hang out with dogs than most humans, you know, like,
Sure.
and I feel like maybe Becky would kind of like harp on that a little bit more. Like, humans are so terrible, you know, like, you know, responsible for all these atrocities, and dogs just want to love, you know, like I could see something like that, but we didn't really even get much of that, right? Like, I think it could have been turned into something like that, but it's really just, I feel like she did this because she's just not all there, and you know, like, I just don't think that's very compelling. You know, that's just like it's no motive really. It's just
Right.
doing
Why
it.
would you weaponize something you love?
Yeah. So I don't know. I think we've said all we need to about this one.
We get it. You know, like we get it.
Yeah, we get it. We just didn't like it.
Yeah. All right, and the final, well, aside from the wraparound and the epilogue, the final one is Stowaway, directed by Kate Siegel, written by Mike Flanagan, the Mike Flanagan.
Oh, friend of the
And-
show, Mike.
Well, I don't know if he's a friend of the show.
Oh, sorry.
How do we know Mike Flanagan?
I don't know. We can't prove we don't know him.
I think we can.
Oh. All right.
All right. So Haley, a woman who is implied to have left her husband and child behind.
Haley. Huh?
Yeah, I just made that connection too. Is documenting her findings of possible extraterrestrial encounters in the Mojave Desert. She talks to people who say they saw lights. At night, she witnesses a light fall from the sky. She goes to investigate it as she finds a spaceship. So we'll stop right there. And yeah, what about this one? Did you guys like Stowaway?
Visually, it's stunning. It's the most beautiful looking short of the entire in the entire film. It's breathtaking to look at times, especially when things start ratcheting up.
Yeah.
About 70% into the short. It's well acted. It's got the location is interesting because you talk about Mojave Desert. When you think of desert, you think of Area 51. You think of Roswell, and so you kind of get that vibe going. But when she's sucked up into the UFO and she's looking out the window and she's looking down, and she sees the goddamn Earth. I'm like, holy shit.
That was cool. Yeah, that was really cool.
That was cool. That was really, really neat. And she's finding out about there's a part where she injures herself, and she's become like a patient to the ship where she's suddenly healed. I won't say how, but it's really neat.
Yeah, I think I kind of want to talk about it. It's not super spoilery. The fact that she gets healed is like I think the reason why it isn't too spoilery, but yeah, it's like nano technology. I don't know, Raven Shadow, you know about nanotechnology because I know you like Mr. Terrific, but you saw the nanites in this.
I did. I popped.
So that was pretty cool because she gets she gets injured and they come out and heal her, and it was a really cool look. And I agree with you, MZ, that this one was probably one of the better looking ones, but I also feel like it did a good job of obscuring some things because the way it was shot, it was a lower fidelity. So sometimes you couldn't actually tell what was going on all that well. You had to use your imagination a little bit, which I think, can be effective. But
there was a lot of glares. There's a lot of light and shadow and glaring.
Right.
You get that sunlight, like that sun ring around certain things, where you can't really make it out. You get the refractions and things like that. So yeah. It looks good. It looks good, but at the same time, I was like, I really want to see what's going on. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's my my 2030 vision that's fucking me up.
Yeah, I think I would have liked to seen more, but I also understand. It's supposed to have a low fidelity, and also you can, we've talked about this many times. You can mask budget a little bit when you do stuff like that, so you can use some camera tricks. So I totally understood. This one is cool though. Like I like the idea of it, of what happens, of exploring the sort of doing like a documentary. Like she says she's a reporter, and someone asks like, "Oh, what station do you work for?" She's like, "I don't work for any station. I'm making a documentary."
You said you were a reporter, though.
Right. So
right.
She's doing this all on her own, and so when she finds this, like this is like the scoop of the century, right? Like she wants to, capture this, and then so of course you're going to examine, and so when that sort of like happens, it's cool, and then when you see the Earth, like that's a really kind of shocking scene,
Yeah. I mean, as a matter of fact, I'm looking at it right now. I'm watching her looking out the window, and there's the Earth looking down. It's like, oh my God! It's one of those scenes that's like, you've seen it a dozen times. Blasting off from in film. Blasting off from Earth, and and the camera just pulls away from the Earth, and the Earth gets smaller until it's nothing but a dot. And I don't know, something about it here that just looks so different. It looks so familiar, but yet so different, and it's so astonishing to look at. It's
also a little surprising because you don't necessarily expect that.
Yeah.
At least I didn't.
No, especially the way it happened.
Yeah.
And I honestly this one fluctuated for me. I liked the way she broke down how you could, what it takes to.
Oh, like the Andromeda galaxy, I think she mentioned, or something like that. Like, yeah.
Yeah, like what you would need to truly travel the galaxy and time and wormholes and shit like that. But the human element of the VHS tape, and even the line about she thought she saw something and went to rewind the tape and was like, oh yeah, I taped over something I didn't want to tape over. But there'll be other birthdays.
Yeah.
Which, you know what I mean? Like, there's some shit going on there.
I mean, I think I want to talk a little bit more about this because it's a little ambiguous as to what happens, but we see on the ship there are other animals like in some sort of stasis, and it looks like these nanites are like have been sort of like copying their DNA. So as she gets injured, it is healing based on what it knows, right? So, because it doesn't have human sort of DNA to know how to reproduce and how to heal it. So it heals what it knows. And there's one scene that's amazing when she gets injured really badly. I won't say exactly what, but holy shit, I was like, that's cool. Like, I think you guys know what I'm talking about, right? The really bad injury.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then what happens after that? Like it's shocking and it's cool. I do, like MZ said, I kind of wish you could see it a little bit more because I was like, oh fuck, that's really interesting and cool. But I feel like it was a little bit too obscured. And I wanted to see a little bit more to see what was going on,
But this was set back in the day, right? This was set.
Well, I mean, she did have a camcorder,
Oh, okay, she did. Yeah, okay.
But it doesn't, so I assume it was like maybe in the 80s or 90s, probably 90s, but it also could be the 2000s. We're not really sure. I mean, most people would have a cell phone these days. So that's why I think that maybe it's not, 2010s. Maybe it's pre 2010. So, 90s, 2000s. But it definitely had a slightly kind of older feel to it. But yeah, this one's, I mean, it's just really the one actress and, there's a few other folks that she interviews along the way, but that's really it. And it's a pretty cool story. Like it takes you places that you don't expect, and I think it's a good finisher. Like it's a good way to round out this, because I think for the finisher, I think you should almost like shoot for the moon, like legit, like, and do something very different. And I feel like it actually kind of does that. It tries something a little bit different and goes a little bit further in some ways than the others did. And I think that is good for a final short in an anthology. You want, this is sort of like the coup de grace, right? Your what do you call it? The denouement, Raven Shadow, right?
Denouement, right. And that's a great point, Wolfie. Maybe I could save it for my end up thing, but I think this was a good card.
Yeah, this is the main event, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's Mike Flanagan. So who else?
Yeah.
Out of this, bunch of directors, you would have Mike Flanagan.
Well, he wrote it. He didn't direct.
Headline the main event.
He wrote it, MZ.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the movie as a whole.
Oh, I'm just saying this short was written by Mike Flanagan. He didn't direct it.
Yeah. No.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you knew that.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's that's kind of, yeah, like if you think of it like that, Raven Shadow, like you think about like a wrestling card or like a rock show, like you want to kind of build up to it. Like that's why I think the action, like the one with all the action at the beginning is a good way to start, and then from there, they do followed up with Dream Girl, which it's a decent second one, I guess. It kind of like sits nicely between that and Live and Let Dive, which to me is that's the meat and potatoes of this, like that's the one.
Yeah.
And then Fur Babies is like, okay, like that's like if you talk about a wrestling card, that's the piss break, right? Like,
Yeah.
Or it's your
jerking, curtain jerking.
attraction match. It's your
special attraction match, yeah. Like you bring in the fucking old timers or something, like. But
right.
I think as far as pacing goes, I think it's fine, and I think that's probably the best place for it. Because then right after that you get Stowaway, which like legit shoots for the moon. Like it goes places and does something different than any of the others did, and takes it to a different place than we had seen previously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it was a good pacing, and I think they were aligned properly on the card, so to speak.
Yeah.
All right. You guys have anything else about Stowaway?
Nope.
All right. Then let's talk about the epilogue. This is, once again, abduction, adduction, and...
It's going to help Ollie.
Yep. Says the footage is then shown to Horowitz, Corridor, and Brian Baker of the Superstitious Times. The filmmakers combined footage from the two angles. While watching the footage, the experts give their reactions as well as describe what's happening. After giving their thoughts on it, the footage is then shown to us. It is presented without comment, and the filmmakers cannot verify or vouch for its authenticity. So it's sort of like the thing that they referenced earlier in the beginning. We get to see that video. This is fine. I don't know. Like, it's not much of anything,
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. I really didn't give it much attention to, because the wraparound really is inconsequential.
Ultimately,
it really has nothing to do with the other stories, except for the fact that they're just found by them. And it's generally the least interesting, the least effective. Except maybe not in this case, thanks to the doggy daycare story, but it was all right.
Yeah. I mean, it's short and sweet. It's fine. I don't really have anything negative or positive to say about it, really. It's just it showed you, kind of what it was talking about. So
I could really do without wraparounds in these anthologies. Like,
some of them are good, but yeah, I agree.
I would much rather have either an extended story or an extra story. If it's just give me a premise.
Yep.
Like, I don't know. But sometimes it's just an anthology.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, sometimes it's just a collection of fountain footage recorded tapes. I don't need Jon Favreau on Wish to tell me about aliens. He's a nice man, I'm sure. But
so that's that. We've covered all the shorts, talked about the wraparound and the epilogue. So let's do the verdict. And when we do the verdict, we'll kind of give our thoughts on the anthology as a whole, and then we'll also talk about our favorite and least favorite. That sound good?
Yes.
All right, let's do it.
Trick or treat, baby.
I wonder if people would say you're a trick or a treat.
Trick or treat, motherfucker.
All right, it is verdict time We're going to let you know whether VHS Beyond was a trick or a treat. Let you know our favorite and least favorite shorts and any other thoughts that might come up as we're doing that. So why don't we start with MZ?
Well, I can finally say that last year I thought 85 was pretty good. This was better. They went a different route. It went through a different template of presenting these short stories. They used real life situations. They used real life. They mentioned a couple of real life movies. Was it Women from Planet Mars? I think it was called. Was one, and was it Earth versus the alien saucers or something, or Earth versus the flying saucers? I think it was. Those are two real movies, by the way.
And Earth Girls Are Easy?
Yes.
No, just kidding. It wasn't mentioned.
Should have been.
Grafting Girls Are Easy.
No, they're not. I thought the stories were good. With the exception of one and a half, probably. But my favorite story was the skydiving one, of course. That was just fantastic. The effect of them falling was just fantastic. So good.
Yeah,
and
it was.
It was so well done. And the least favorite was Doggy Daycare. That one. That was just brutal. Let's see. What are the other titles?
Stowaway was the last one. Live and Let Dive. Dream Girl was the one with the music video, and then Stork was the first one.
Okay, so I would go Live and Let Dive, Stowaway, Stork, Dream Girl, and then the Doggy Daycare one.
Fur Babies is the name
Fur
of it,
Babies, yeah.
I'll just say it right now because mine's exact same.
Is it?
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm going to say this is a treat. Recommended. More good than bad. Check it out, and especially Live and Let Dive. You'll be very impressed.
All right, Raven Shadow, who's lighting up a butt?
Yeah, man. I would agree with what's been said already, man. I will say this is the fucking best looking VHS installment from top to bottom. I would have to say. Production values up the yin fucking yang in most cases. Great card. If it was a wrestling card, from leadoff batter to fucking main event. I also do agree with the order. I mean, Live Fast, Dive Hard is definitely what's it called? Live and Let Dive.
Yeah.
Great title. It was great, man. Fuck, I really enjoyed this installment. Yeah, this is my favorite VHS. How's that? I'm gonna fucking say it.
Wow.
My favorite VHS thus far.
It is the best one.
Right?
It is the best one.
Top to bottom. Top to bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a treat, man.
All right. I disagree. I think I still like VHS 2. But I haven't seen it in a while, so maybe have to do a revisit. But Safe Haven just left an indelible mark so big that that's the one that I keep going back to. So but yeah, I think this is a really solid entry, and it may be the second best one if VHS 2 would be my favorite. This is up there. It's a solid entry. All of them are good. Like, and even Fur Babies, which is the worst of the bunch, it's probably better than some of the others that have been in this series.
Oh,
But when you pair it up with the ones that it was paired up with, then it's just, for me, in my opinion, it is my least favorite of this bunch. So yeah. So I would go Live and Let Dive, best one for sure. Then from there I would go Stowaway. What's the other one? Stork, Dream Girl, and Fur Babies. So yeah, same order as MZ. But no, this is a good one. It's a solid entry, and it's worth the price of admission for Live and Let Dive alone, I think.
Oh.
So
It's even even for 3 of these stories are worth it.
yeah, the so it's basically 1, 3, and 5, right? Like the first, the third, and the fifth. 2 is pretty good, and then 4 is just meh. So yeah, there you have it. That is our discussion of VHS Beyond. It is streaming on Shudder. If you have Shudder, there's no excuse. It's October. It's the spooky month. You got nothing better to do, right? So go ahead, give it a look, and check out VHS Beyond. And I would not be surprised to see another one. Like maybe sometime next year, because it's been. I mean, I don't know for certain, but I think that it's just been well received the last few, and I'm just looking to see here if there's been anything announced about another one. Yeah, nothing yet that I can find. So, all right, well, there you go. VHS Beyond. Give it a look on Shudder. All right, next week. So there's a film that I want to do, but it's not on VOD yet. I don't know when it's going to appear. I think it's going to be one of those ones that just kind of drops. Let me just see here. Okay, it's available. I got excited for a second. It's available for pre-order, so it's not available yet. Oh wait, did it just get a release date? Okay, I think it did. Okay, so it's not this week. I'm looking at fucking Frankie Frico, guys. I mean, come on.
Come on, really?
Right?
Fuck yeah.
It looks like it's getting a VOD release October 25th. So I think this will be this will be our Halloween episode. So that'll be on Halloween. Well, if that date holds, we're doing Frankie Frico on fucking Halloween. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Oh man, I fucking can't wait for this fucking movie.
Fuck yeah.
Fucking Frankie Frico, directed by Steven Kostansky, and starring the one and only Connor Sweeney.
Nice little penis you have.
Yes. And also stars Adam Brooks and Matthew Kennedy.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
My friend on Facebook.
So I can't fucking wait. I wish I was hoping it was going to get a release earlier, but you know what? Like, that's fine. I think it's perfect for Halloween. Perfect. Yeah.
We got Devil's Night fucking the Wednesday before. We're going to fucking do Freaky fucking Franco. What's his name?
Frankie Frico.
Friday.
Frankie Friday.
Freaky Friday.
Shit.
But what are we doing next week?
Well, I get so excited about Frankie Frico. I forgot to mention that. So I hope MZ doesn't get mad at this.
Oh, I hope he does.
But next week we're going to do a film.
Superman 4. Oh.
No, not quite. No. Next week we are doing a film that is based on a comic. And
Oh,
it is
shit.
written by a comic book writer / artist. I think it is. Let me just double check. I think he wrote it. Sorry, give me one sec here.
Is it?
Let's see. Yeah. He worked on the screenplay. He was one of 3 people that worked on the screenplay. So, yeah, okay. I was killing time to see if there's something else that came out. Yeah, there's a few things I want to do, but all right, let's do this. So we are going to be doing Hellboy, the Crooked Man. Now, MZ, I know how you feel about Hellboy or comics. What do you think about Hellboy in general, MZ?
I don't.
Well, didn't you see the other film with us?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And Guillermo del Toro did 2 fucking great movies. I especially love the second one. The Golden Army is fucking amazing. But anyways, this is more of an indie film, and it's more, I think, horror than the others. The synopsis: Hellboy and a rookie BPRD agent in the 1950s are sent to the Appalachians, where they discover a remote community dominated by witches and led by the sinister local demon, the Crooked Man. It is directed by Brian Taylor. It is written by Christopher Golden, Mike Mignola, and Brian Taylor. And let's see, Brian Taylor, what has he directed? I know the name. Oh, that's right. He directed Mom and Dad, that movie Mom and Dad.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. And he also directed Ghost Rider, Spirit of Vengeance.
Yeah, he did.
He directed Gamer. He directed Crank, High Voltage, and the original Crank. That's right. Okay. So he did the Crank movies and Ghost Rider and Mom and Dad. And he also did a bunch of episodes of that TV show Happy, which I heard good things about.
It's great.
Yeah, it was created by Grant Morrison and Brian Taylor and stars Christopher Maloney.
Oh, yeah, and Patton Oswalt. Yeah, such a brother.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that. So, I mean, hey, this is, Brian Taylor directing and Mike Mignola writing and
Chris Golden.
Chris Golden, yeah. And Hellboy is played by Jack Kesey or Kesey. I think it's Kesey. I don't know that I've seen him in anything. I remember seeing his face when I heard about the casting, but I don't think. Yeah, I don't think I know from anything. But yeah, so he plays Hellboy. Let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anyone else who might recognize in this. Yeah, I don't think so. This is like just sort of like a indie. This is probably what Hellboy should be, because that's kind of what the comic is. It's kind of like an indie horror movie sometimes, Sometimes it gets big budget. But
yeah, it should really be like an anthology, like 3 stories in one. Like it's so funny how we'll talk about it next week. Like that this movie came under the radar.
Oh, totally did. Yeah.
Like, but maybe we'll save it for next week.
Yep. Do you know?
MZ though, he is a horror character though. He is.
Yeah, he is absolutely.
Like this ain't capes and tights.
Man. No. Yeah, it's not your typical. It's not a superhero. It's just a comic book. So I'm just trying to see if. Do you know if this is based off of one of the comics or if it's an original story? Do you know, Mars?
The Crooked Man sounds familiar.
Crooked, yeah.
It does sound familiar. I mean, like, he's been in so many, like, anthology little stories and, like, there was never really an ongoing series. It'd be like one of 3, The Crooked Man, and it'd be whatever the fuck, Mignola wanted to put out. But it sounds like a story.
I'll look it up real quick and see.
I think it's a weird thing where like people want, oh my God, what's his name? Ron Perlman.
Yeah.
And I think if they were able to complete their trilogy with Guillermo del Toro, public opinion would have been a little more open to new actors in the role, because he wants to do it. He always said he wanted to do it. And I like Dave Harbour too. But
yeah, he was good. I mean, I liked him in the last one. I thought he played a good Hellboy, but I just think the movie just wasn't that good, you know?
yeah, there's never been a bad one, but there's never been a great. Oh, you know what I mean?
I think Golden Army is great, but I guess Mike Mignola wasn't crazy about it because he didn't feel it was true to the story, you know, of Hellboy. But yeah, so in this one, it looks like it is based on, of a comic. Yeah, it says Hellboy the Crooked Man is based on the Hellboy comic of the same name. But the film's, it looks like it diverges a little bit, though. So if you've read the comic, it might be different. So I won't read anything else just in case it's a spoiler. But yeah, there you go. So we'll check out I almost said the Golden Army. Hellboy, the Crooked Man. And it is on VOD right now. So you guys can check it out if you want. And come back and join us as we talk about that next week. All right, so let's take a look. I think we had one voice message. What we got here? Yeah, all right. Let me download this real quick. But I'm actually really looking forward to, while I'm downloading, I'm just going to fucking just speak on this. So obviously I'm looking forward to Hellboy next week, but the next 2 weeks, I'll just talk about, I usually don't talk about the movies we're going to do ahead of time, just in case like other ones come out. I don't want to steer people the wrong way and have them watch something that we don't end up doing or gets pushed off or something like that. But yeah, I'm pretty excited for the rest of the month. So obviously Hellboy, the Crooked Man next week, and then the week after, for the 24th of October, we're going to be doing the new film from motherfucking Timo. It's called The Shadow Strays.
Oh,
so
shit.
Timo's new flick is hitting Netflix. And then, as we just mentioned, we'll be doing fucking Frankie Frico. So we got a good little run here. Hopefully it bears fruit for us. And hopefully it's good shit. All right.
Oh, goddamn, pal.
I do have the voicemail ready, so why don't we now check in with our good buddy Carlitos. There we go.
Hey, Trick or Treat Radio's Carlitos. How you guys doing? Calling to give you my thoughts on VHS Beyond. So, I'm a fan of the series. I've enjoyed most of them. So I was excited to see this one. So, yeah, this is a treat for me. I thought it was one of the better ones. Started off with a real banger for a first segment. Reminded me of House of the Dead until it took that turn at the end. I won't say what it was, but I'm interested to see what other people think about that. Because it was a little, I thought it was unusual and kind of different. And, you know, and giving props for that. The second segment, very good as well. Just left wondering what the heck we'll call it the thing that was causing the horror was. Was it a machine? Was it alien? Seemed kind of both. I don't know. Right. But like mayhem ensued, and I thought it was pretty fun. The third one, it was good for what it was, but if you knew who directed it, which was Justin Long, then you realize, oh, he's just cribbing Tusk. I won't see him after that. Yeah. So, but I mean, on its own, I thought it was all right. I think it was fine being kind of more deliberate or more subdued segment compared to the other two. I think that's by design. And so, not too bad. Just not super original. And in the fourth one, took me by surprise a bit because the actress was in that segment was Alana Pierce, who's, as far as I know, isn't an actress, but a former video game journalist who's now a video game writer who has some credits working in the God of War series. But I thought her performance was interesting because she's Australian, and she was speaking without the accent, and she actually sounds like Alana Pierce without the accent, which was interesting to say the least. But I thought she did a pretty good job. I think there was only one part in her performance where you could see her inexperience in acting. It was part where she was in the ship and she fell down and was raising her hands. I thought the way, I don't know, it was weird. It's just one of those things you could kind of see an actor not doing a very good job at that part. But that was really the only thing that stuck out with me. The segment overall, I think it was the weakest, only because of her motivation of going inside the ship. Which was kind of a stupid move. It was one of those really bad, stupid moves that you would see in some horror films. So, although it kind of had a dark ending, if you really think about it, but not too bad. It was just for me, it was kind of ruined by that stupid decision. And the wraparound story, pretty good, although I thought the ending was somewhat disappointing as well. It was kind of weird. It just seemed like the payoff for the wraparound, because it was done documentary style, I thought it was kind of weak. But, so those are my thoughts. I have somebody here who will give her thoughts. So let me bring Asia in here. Asia?
Treat. There you go. Banana fingers.
Very good, Asia. That was short but concise.
Yeah.
Good job. All right, guys. Silent Hill 2 remake just came out, so I'm going to go play that. So I think Hey!
He'll see himself out.
Hey, that's my
That was amazing. Oh, man. It's so crazy. Like, Asia, like, is literally grown up, like, before our ears. You know, not our eyes, but...
Yeah, right?
It's so funny, because when the Banana Fingers thing, what was that, like 7-8 years ago?
Yeah, something like that, a long time ago.
Yeah, like, and hearing her say that, and then hearing it now, she sounds like an adult, you know?
Yeah, it's freaking me out.
Yeah, it is. We were just talking about you, Raven Shadow, because you weren't here. No, you missed.
Oh, yeah.
You missed Asia. Gave her her trick or treat for VHS Beyond. And we're just talking about how like she's literally grown up before our ears.
It's so crazy. Growing up before our ears, that's funny. And I apologize. Ollie had a hard time with something. But yeah, if we could play that back, yeah, she's been along for the ride, man. She's part of the clique.
Yeah. And she even stole her dad's fucking catchphrase at the end too. It's funny.
Oh, stop it!
Yeah, it's awesome.
Did she see herself out?
Yep.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
You have to go back and listen to it now.
I'm gonna listen to that tomorrow or Friday on all the podcatchers when this audio drops.
So good. Carlitos, appreciate the voice message. Always great to hear from you, and great to hear from Asia. And yeah, I hope you guys are doing well.
How old is she now?
I don't know.
She driving yet? What the fuck?
Don't get creepy, Raven Shadow. Come on.
Yeah.
Dude, don't fucking project, brother. I'm just saying. Like,
I'm not. I'm projecting. You're the one
I
asking.
think you are projecting.
She driving yet? You drive out to Massachusetts?
No, that's fucking. I want you to fucking drive up to Massachusetts. How about that?
You want me to pick up my shit? Wolfie, I'm gonna put it out on the fucking sidewalk if you don't come.
And then fucking Thomas Smythe is next. I'll tell you that much.
Does he have more than me, or is that I have more?
It's kind of comparable.
Okay. You should start charging. You should start charging fucking storage fee.
Yeah, good. Yeah. And check is in the mail, right?
Well, he'll end up there a lot quicker than if you mailed it.
Yeah, right.
All right, so we're here from Carlitos. It's always good to hear from the man.
Such a brother.
and also from the woman, Asia.
Thank you, guys.
Let's see. Yeah, I think that's just the one.
Yeah, because my computer's about ready to die out.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay,
Oh, do you want us to sign your balls for you?
Is there room? Yeah, there is.
Sure, let me just get rid of Louis Tiant's autograph first.
I'll write War and Peace on them.
Love and hate.
All right.
Theater of pain. You should cast your balls.
Cast your like. Do you mean like mold? Make a mold of them, or cast them as in like in a movie?
Yeah, not like you're fucking fly fishing, but like you need to like immortalize your balls.
Well, I could ask for you to do a mold of them and then make them the new pair of nuts that you could put on the hitch of a truck.
No, it'd be for fucking Jello mold. The Ronaldo Jello mold.
Jello mold.
That's a lot of fucking Jello, dude.
Oh man! All right. I think that's it. You guys have anything else?
Not really.
Yeah.
All right. So why don't we wrap this shit up? MZ, why don't you go ahead and kick us off here?
Arrivederci, douchebags.
Or kick us out, so to speak. Raven Chatham.
Live fast, love hard, die with your mask on.
All right. Wolfie, yes. Okay, go ahead. All right. So that's it.
Wow, that's fucking telling.
We appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, thank you for everyone who tuned in live. To Carlitos for sending us that awesome voice message. Banana fingers forever. And let me see. Anything in the chat? I think we got all the chat shit. Yeah, that's going to do it. So we got a big month coming up. Make your plans. Come hang out with us for all of it. And, well, I guess we put that baby to bed. Does that work again? I don't know.
Let's do
all
lunch.
Right, let's do lunch. See you guys.